Hello everybody, Rainy Angel here. So today I wanted to talk to you about an experience I had out of my body in my dimensional space and intending on contacting my spirit guides and also leaving my dimensional space. So went to lay down for a nap just now. I set the same intention that I did last night, where I wanted to understand the power of my soul and for my guides to speak to me. So as I'm falling asleep, I hear, a little bit of whispering, very faint whispering, and like a little word here and there from random voices. And then suddenly I hear a familiar voice from one of my guides that I've heard multiple times, which sounds like an old man, and somebody in the Ada Method group had said that that old man voice that I'm hearing is actually a dragon. I have yet to see that for myself, so I can't really 100% like confirm that. But so then, yeah, when I heard that, I heard him. It was like more of a tone. It wasn't a word. It was like like I heard that. Like I heard and then suddenly I like started to uncontrollably smile. Like every time I sense my guides in the room, I uncontrollably start to smile. I think it's because I have like a deep sense, like a deep knowing within that like I know them, or I just feel comfortable with them. I don't even know why. I just start smiling because I'm just happy that they're there. And then suddenly I started to feel myself float. I kind of just stayed relaxed for a minute. And then suddenly I started to like float up and out of my body, and right in front of my bed I saw this ginormous flat screen TV, like a giant flat screen TV, like huge, like covering this whole like wall right here. And there was just white noise on the TV screen, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then there's a table that the TV is sitting on, and I quickly grab it and hold on really tightly to it, because a lot of the times when I first come out of my body, I get pulled back in due to the magnetic pull. So I just held on to that table. And then to the right of the TV, I saw a bathroom, which is not here in my room for real. It was just a bathroom. I saw a toilet shelf with a bunch of like stuff and like products on it, and I ignored this because I still had the intention of either seeing my guide or just exiting my dimensional space. So everything I was seeing, like, okay, so like when I looked back at the TV, it was white noise, and I was just waiting for something to happen. I'm like, okay, am I gonna see my guide on the TV? Like, is it the TV gonna be a portal way for me? Like, I'm just looking and I'm like thinking, and then suddenly some weird strange cartoon comes on, and I'm like, okay, well, that's nothing. Like, I'm kind of looking at everything in my dimensional space as a bunch of hoopla. Like, I'm not even like paying attention to it. I'm just like, I'm like have this strong intention on just leaving my dimensional space and accessing like base reality and my guides. And so then I fell back into my body, and then and then when I did that, I was back in my body, and I was still sleepy. I still felt sleepy, so I didn't move at all. I was like, okay, well, if I just relax, I know I'll come right back out of my body again. And sure enough, I did. And this time I found myself in this like kitchen, in a big kitchen, and then there was like a living room attached to it, and all the colors in it were like this beige, light brown, like brown tones. Like all the cabinets, the floor, the linoleum floor. There was a big island countertop which looked wooden, and it was just brown, like a light brown, sandy brown color. And I'm just looking, and I'm like, okay, I'm still in my dimensional space. And so that's when I started yelling. I started yelling for the seraphim. I don't know any of their names, so I just started saying seraphim, seraphim, like very like commandingly or aggressively, like yelling for him. And then I just started yelling, I command to leave my space, I command to leave my space, like I command to leave my space, like really yelling and being very firm with it. And then I started to envision, like, because I remember they say that Darius said that there's like black portals that start to open up like or some sort of portal way starts to open up in front of you. So that's what I was intending on doing, was just opening up a portal way to just jump through and leave. So I was focusing on the wall in front of me, and I was like commanding, like yelling, I command to leave my space, I command to leave my space, practically like throwing my fist down on the island. And suddenly I started to see this little black, like circular like it was like a shade, like a shadowy figure of a circle forming in front of me. And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is just me imagining things or if this is actually like a portal way. Like sometimes I don't know, like, is it really? But I was, you know, I guess I could just feel if it's real or not. So I just kept focusing on that. And then suddenly it just kind of, I don't know if I got distracted by something, but it suddenly just like withered away and disappeared. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then I walk towards the wall in front of me, and then I see there's an entryway in the wall. And then I like enter it, and I look down, and it's like a really narrow hallway. And then I see a left turn, and I'm like thinking to myself, am I going into a maze right now? Like, I'm just not in the mood for this. Like, I felt like I was going to some sort of Minecraft maze, because it was this tall brick, like, it was this, like, brown brick, like, really, like, narrow walkway. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I'm about to enter a maze, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So, and then I also kind of got freaked out as to what I might see, and then I just, like, turned around and left, and then that's when I woke up in my body. But then I'm thinking about it more, and I'm like, well, what if I was entering something? Like, what if I was entering, maybe I was gonna go somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, what if it wasn't just a maze in my imagination, in my dimensional space? So sometimes I just get confused as to am I really accessing something in my space, or if this just my imagination, or maybe I should have gotten more curious and walked. Maybe I shouldn't have been scared. Either way, my intention was very much set, and yeah, I just really wanted to get out of there, man. Like, I don't think I've ever been so adamant about leaving my dimensional space, you know, so it was just interesting. I was just ignoring everything, all the, like, weird random things around me. I'm like, you know, you just see random things in your dreams or in your dimensional space, and you're like, what is that? Like, why? Anyways, like, I wasn't being distracted by all that. So tell me if you guys have had any OBEs and if you've seen anything in your dimensional space. I'm curious to know. So, all right, bye.